Pablo Chavez, 12 years old, sat on the back porch of his little stone house and watched as his friend Victor Martinez tossed a deflated soccer ball up and down in the yard. As the ball went up, Pablo's gaze followed up to the clear blue Southern California sky. When the ball came back down, Pablo's gaze went back to Victor's unsmiling face. "So what do you want to do?" Victor asked. "I suggested a bunch of stuff. You didn't like any of it." Pablo shrugged. "School's only been out 2 weeks. We can't be out of stuff to do already. I'll go crazy if the whole summer's like this. I wish we could build a rocket and go to Mars or something. That would be good." "You got a great imagination, dude," said Victor. He tossed the ball up again. It was hot outside, 94 degrees. Although there was shade beneath the narrow porch roof and beneath the tree-like cacti at the far side of the backyard, Pablo felt a trickle of sweat on his neck and on his back. He rubbed his neck and then kicked at a red pebble. He was a heavy-set boy with short black hair and brown eyes. On his arm was a long scar he'd gotten when he tried to teach his horse, Rocky, to barrel race one afternoon several months ago. "Last summer was fun, remember?" said Victor. "I got that big remote-control Black Hawk helicopter for my birthday. That thing was the best. We had it all over the place." "Yeah, and then you wrecked it. Flew it right into the side of your garage. Totaled." I know, said Victor. He held the ball long enough to shrug his shoulders. "We couldn't fix it, but we tried," said Pablo. "There wasn't enough glue in town to put that thing back together," said Victor. Pablo nodded. Victor's family, who lived on the other side of the California desert town of Mitchell, was a big one. Victor had 2 parents, 4 brothers, and 2 sisters. With so many kids, Victor's parents were choosy when it came to big gifts, and if gifts were destroyed, they weren't replaced. Leaning on his elbows, Pablo looked back at his house. It was small, but it was uniquely his family's. When his great-great-grandfather moved here from Mexico, he'd built this place with the help of his 2 sons. When it was completed, Fernando Chavez painted a small mural on the outer wall by the front door. The mural showed the Chavez family dancing and smiling around the house. Colorful painted horses, goats, and chickens smiled from their pens and corrals. Each generation since then had painted murals on the outside walls of the house. There was a scene showing Pablo's great-grandfather in a World War II uniform, and a scene showing the wedding of Pablo's mother and father. Pablo's grandmother had painted a mural showing her making bread. When Pablo's father died of a heart attack at age 38, Pablo's mother had picked up the paints and created a tribute to him. A happy man holding 2 young boys by the hand. One boy, Raul, aged 10. One boy, Pablo, aged 2. The murals now reached around to the back of the house. With time and more Chavez generations in the house, Pablo knew it would one day wrap all the way around to the front again. Pablo wondered when it would be his turn to add something important to the family portraits. Victor tossed the ball once more, caught it, and then tucked it under his arm. He walked over and sat on the porch beside Pablo. Victor was shorter than Pablo, his black hair longer. He wore a pair of denim shorts and a plain blue t-shirt. The shoes of both boys were covered with the orange dust of Mitchell. "We can go to the elementary school and hang out on the swings," said Victor. "Are you kidding?" asked Pablo. "I don't want people thinking we're still elementary kids." "Don't be dumb. They won't think that. We've been out of elementary school a whole year. Everybody knows we're going to be 7th graders at the middle school this September." "I guess. But swinging gets boring after 2 minutes." He paused, then said, "Know what I wish? That we could figure out something to do so we'd get famous. That would be fun. I want to be famous. And rich." "That's not going to happen today, amigo," said Victor. "Maybe someday," said Pablo. "Maybe never." "Nope, don't say never. 'Cause you never know." "You just said never." "You know what I mean." Victor let the soccer ball drop to the dirt at the bottom of the porch steps. Then he said, "Hey, let's ride over to the Miller's Cafe.